Hello there, my name is John Paperi. I'm an artist and I've been painting now for 7 years, and in this video I'd like to talk about why I paint. So starting from the beginning, I moved into this flat 7 years ago in 2010 and I had no paintings on the wall, and I had this crazy idea about going to IKEA and buying one of those ready-made canvases, and I thought to myself, hold on, I can paint, I'll just paint my own. So I had a box of acrylics, I had an old easel, and I bought some canvas boards and canvases from the works, cheap canvases, and I started painting. And that's how it started. And once you start, anyone who's out there who paints, once you start, it's hard to stop. You fall in love with it, and that's what happened with me. I fell in love with painting, and now it's a very important part of my life, and very, I can't encourage people enough to paint, like if you're bored or you have spare time on your hands and you don't know what to do with it, get some acrylics, get some oils and just paint. You'd love it, you'd fall in love with it, and you never know where it might lead you. So, that's why I paint. And inspirations for painting, well, I take inspiration a lot from cave painting, Paleolithic art. And my favourite documentary is a documentary called The Cave of Forgotten Dreams by Werner Herzog. It has been uploaded on YouTube several times, so you can see it there. And it talks about the caves in France, in Chauvet. But the cave they found has artwork going back 28,000 years, almost 30,000 years in some cases. And the main part of the cave with the horses' heads, if you do watch the documentary, is absolutely stunning. And obviously this is before art galleries and fame and fortune and all that malarkey, and it just makes you wonder, why do they paint, is it a really important part of being a human being? That's what we are, we're creative. That's what separates us from the animals, It's one of the core elements of what being a human being is about, that they actually went out and they hunted and they saw these animals, and then they went back and they painted them. So it just amazes me. I've got a few books on cave art, and I'm very much into cave art, and I like to think that there's a spark of that element in me, that, because I've never exhibited, and apart from showing my work online, no one's really seen my work outside my flat. So I kind of paint for myself. I paint to please myself. It's good that I put them online and people say, oh, that's a great painting and so forth, but really I'm entertaining myself. And I'm just fascinated by cave art, and also I'm fascinated by outsider art. And when I mean outsider art, I mean the real outsider art, the kind of people like Henry Darger, Adolphe Wolfi. Because nowadays with the internet, everyone can get their face seen, everyone's kind of relatively, it's easy to access art nowadays, not like before. Even someone like me who paints in my flat and hardly goes out, people have seen my work. Maybe not in the flesh, but they have seen my work online. So like the real outsider artists, one of my favourites is Henry Darger, he spent his whole life doing his art, pleasing himself in his own world. It was only really the last week of his life that people realised what he was doing, But there was no fame or fortune for him, there was no exhibitions for him, nobody saw his art, there was no compliments. He did it for himself. He did it to entertain himself. And that fascinates me, people like that fascinate me. So I've picked two paintings today. The first one is The Spirited Hand in Mother Venus, which is this one here. As you can see here is the man here, and he's painting the cave paintings, the horses and the deer. And here you've got the Mother Venus, and she's giving milk to two wolves. Now you're probably wondering why she's doing that, two wolf cubs. Because I did a painting the week earlier, which is this one here, which is you probably know this one if you've been to Italy or Rome, it's the Romulus and Remus legend. So this is the wolf giving milk to Romulus and Remus, and they would go on to form the city of Rome. That's the legend anyway. So in this painting here, she's kind of it's even before, so she's giving, the wolf here is repaying the favour. So these two paintings are connected. And with this painting here, Spirited Hand of Mother Venus, I used the brush that I left out with paint on it, and it became very hard. And I tried to loosen it up, and there were some loose strands in the brush, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this. I watched the Werner Herzog documentary. I thought, I want to do a painting about cave art, but I'm going to use this brush, and it almost scraped the paint on. So the paint, as you can see, is very much scraped on. Very similar to how they would have done it in the caves. So you get that effect with this painting. And I'm really fond of this painting. This was done in 2012. And this one here was July 2012. Or Legend of Romulus and Remus. So the two paintings here are connected. And, you know, like I said, you know, if you want to watch a good documentary, it's The Cave of Forgotten Dreams by Werner Herzog. You can access that on YouTube. And another good book is Cave Art by Jean Klotz, which is quite a large book. It retails at £25 on Amazon, and it goes throughout the whole history of cave art, which is a fascinating book. And you know, that element, that spark that the cave dwellers had in the caves, you know, we have inside of us. You know, we're creative beings, you know, so it's very important that if you have that spark in you, that you know, use it. So anyway, that's pretty much what I want to say about my inspirations and art. And I'll see you in the next video. At the end of this video, I'll post a picture of both these paintings. Okay.